And there it is. Like, it's like you have invasive ductile carcinoma, and I'm at the gym and I'm like, oh fuck. Like, okay, what do I do in this moment? I'm watching my 2 children. I'm by myself. I mean, I'm with 50 people.
50 strangers.
By myself. Yeah. And watching my kids laugh and have the best time. I just started saying thank you because that's the only thing I know to do.
Here's the deal. We're 2 moms and we pop babies out in our 40s. And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers. So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, like, let's just talk about, like, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers.
Cheers. Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mature-ish Mamas.
Woo!
I'm Cal.
I'm Megs.
And we are here doing very mature things today, talking about being old ass moms, popping out babies in our 40s, because who doesn't? I'll tell you who doesn't, Megan. 99% of the population, because I think it's 1% that goes over 40. It's like 50% or like 40 some percent in their 40s. But then once you go over the 40 mark,
Yeah.
they're like, the fuck you having babies still for?
No, that's not natural.
That's more than geriatric. That's like almost to the other side.
Yeah. You should have a baby in your senior center, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you live in a senior living facility. Now it's just full of kids, like the 55 and older community. And there's just kids riding their bikes everywhere.
Right. There's just like a maternity ward.
Yeah.
Inside the nursing home.
Well, you know what? Back in our day in the 1900s, they had the child care centers at the high schools.
Oh,
so that
right.
would be a solid switch.
I think so.
Solid switch.
Solid switch.
You know?
Because if you're not having babies in high school, you should just wait and have them till you're in the nursing home.
Yep. I mean, because there's life in between. You know, you got to do the life in between.
Absolutely.
So if you guys had babies in your 20s or 30s, we don't know even what you're doing with your life. Just kidding. That's not what our show's about. But also, we are old moms. Okay, introduction complete.
Handled.
We're going to talk about real life today.
Yeah, we're like, listen to this funny shit. Okay, now listen.
No, let's talk about my cancer.
Let's talk about cancer.
Let's do it. What is actually comical, not haha comical, but what the fuck comical, is that I decided, you guys might have watched an episode, I don't know how many episodes back when, about me not knowing if I had cancer, and I had a lump on my boob. Man, she's like prominent today. I was laying on one side and I was like, is that a mountain or a molehill? Like that mole?
Yep.
Is that a mountain or a molehill?
Yep.
Is mountain today. Anywho, as it turns out, I do have cancer.
Yeah.
So we found that out. But how I told Megs was I just invited her over to do our normally scheduled broadcast. And our guest just didn't show up, but I just was like, let's test the mics real quick. We got on to test the mics. And then what did I do?
She was like, here, read this real quick. We're testing mics here. Read this.
Read this.
And she like wrote out this beautiful thing that in the moment that she was finding out and feeling her feelings, she put down in this beautiful, beautiful way. And I'm just like absent-mindedly being like, I'm so very grateful for this moment, this exact moment that I found out I have cancer. And I'm like,
who does that to their friend? Who does that to their mimosas?
I know, but still,
I do.
But then still after that, I like walked away from that. It was a beautiful moment. And it was so lovely and just the perfect way for us to do it.
Yeah.
Because
I
was
was
like,
on a mic in front of you guys.
Yeah. In front of us in our most raw, natural state.
Yep.
This is where we're at with that. And because I was like, how else would she have told me? Like, looked me in the eye and been like, this is what I have cancer. And I would have been like, I don't know. It wouldn't have been, I don't know what would have happened because it wouldn't have been the way it was supposed to be.
Yep.
So, but then
Cal. So you guys remember us asking for a technical director and none of you signed up yet. Not a damn one of you have messaged us to be our free technical director. Why are you? So I went in and our program changed something where usually it says like, you have a 47-minute video with like 8 clips. This one was like, you have a 6-second video, and apparently hidden behind there was the clip. And I was like, I'm gonna clean this up so everything operates real good. And I was like, boop, delete. And it's like, if you press this button, it will delete this permanently and you will never get it back. And I was like, sounds great. Delete.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And then I was like, Megs, guess what's gone? That really vulnerable episode where we told the world that I have cancer. So this is how we're doing it instead.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Just as you're we're
like
clear.
it wasn't this lighthearted to begin with.
I mean, I think I'm on day like, I don't know what it is, like 18,
50,000 it feels like.
Yeah.
But no, it's literally like
18.
18.
Yeah, it's almost, I'm 2.5 weeks in of knowing. So we feel like this is where we've landed. We know this is serious and we'll get into serious stuff. Yeah. But also this is kind of just where our hearts are at in this moment. Mm-hmm. We've cried plenty.
Yeah, we have.
So we're gonna circle
more
back.
To come too, I'm sure. But yeah.
We're gonna circle back and catch you guys up because if you're listening and you're like, what happened to that one cowgal girl? What's going on with her breast cancer? So just hit it, Pearl.
Yeah. So let's just do a recap real quick.
Yeah,
so
recap me up.
So what it was is I had gotten a mammogram and Cal was a little overdue for her mammogram, but you know how we do things. If you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it, you're going to do it. And then we can.
And according to my doctor, underdue because she was just like, you can do it every 1 to 3 years.
Yeah,
she was like, whatever. And I was like, at 1 year and like 4 months or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
So she was like, oh, if you're going to do it, then I'll do it. And then we can talk about it. Like that's what we do, you know?
Yeah.
So she went and got a mammogram and they called her back and said, there's something abnormal. Come back in. We'll do a ultrasound. And then they did an ultrasound and I mean, without knowing they were kind of like, oh no, that's not it. It's that right. Yep.
That's where the tumor is.
And they were like, okay, now we're going to biopsy that. And then that's kind of where we were at the last episode, like waiting to hear back about the biopsy.
Yeah. I just had my boob pierced.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And we were talking
internally.
Yeah. Yep.
Internal piercing.
Internal punch.
How punk rock is that?
Yeah. Yeah. You think your piercings are cool? Look what I do. Yeah. Okay.
Because we're totally so punk rock.
Look at us.
I wear my sweater vest.
She does have a nice sweater vest on. If you guys aren't watching today,
soft.
It's very soft. It's furry. It's one of those furry ones. I think it is from the 1900s, but it's a rework, so it's not. It's from current time.
Yep, that's how cool I am.
That's what happens.
So, anywho,
yep. So
we've gotten the results back.
As it turns out, the results are in, and they came back 6 hours after we recorded. So we got in, we recorded it, and we were really just sharing about how our intention is to share no matter what. Like I know a lot of people, they're like, I'm not going to talk about it because what if there's nothing to talk about? But there's emotions that go on during that period where you're in the unknown that we thought it was important to talk about.
Absolutely. And the more that I've talked about it with people and this whole process, those are the hardest moments for me, I guess. I'm sure it's probably pretty common.
Yeah.
The unknown moments, those in-between moments have been the hardest part.
Yeah. And so we're not going to talk about it. It's like, we're not going to talk about the pregnancy until we're past 20 weeks because we don't know if something's going to happen. It's like, we're not going to talk about the test, even though the results are going to be in 2 weeks, you're going to wait. Like, I'm not even going to know if I have chemo until the November. Mm-hmm. Like we're just in an unknown for 7 more weeks.
Yeah.
8 more. I can't do math. It's a lot of weeks.
It's okay. They know that about us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
They're not here for the intellectual conversation.
They don't bring their calculators out. We don't have a lot of that going on. It's fine.
It's fine.
So we were just shared about that piece. And then 6 hours later, I was at my kids' gymnastics practice right across from Maggie Poo's house. And I'm just sitting there and I'm about to message my PCP and just be like, hey girl, like I want to just check on my whole being. Cause I've just felt off for the last little while. I've had anxiety right here in my chest. Just like this, I don't even know if you call it anxiety. There's been an odd feeling in my chest. Could that be the cancer cow? But we didn't know that. So I was going to message her, popped into my messages real quick to just see my test results. And there it is. Like, it's like, you have invasive ductile carcinoma. And I'm at the gym and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, okay, what do I do in this moment? I'm watching my 2 children. I'm by myself. I mean, I'm with 50 people.
50 strangers.
By myself. Yeah. And watching my kids laugh and have the best time. And I see that I had to look up what that was because that's how like fresh I am on this train, right? So I look it up and I find out I take a deep breath so I don't pass out, because it is like, it's amazing how your system is just like, oh, I'm lightheaded all of a sudden.
Yeah, you got that. You literally like got hit with an emotional ton of bricks.
Yes. Yeah. Slapped. I didn't fall off the balcony though of the gym,
Thank
because you're up
goodness.
top, you know, you fall down. No, I didn't do that. I just started saying thank you, because that's the only thing I know to do. So I started this streamlined thank you process, which is the letter that I had given Megs, and letter to myself, letter to God, letter to the world. This is the way that I have found in my most emotional times, even in good or bad, is to start going through what I'm thankful for. And if I can pen to paper it, which I don't pen to paper, I voice to text it, you know, basically, or whatever.
Yeah.
Get it out of my body and onto a written source. It helps me process whatever I'm going through. So I just started saying thank you for everything that I could. And like, I don't think I had full tears. I was just being in my gratitude. And then from there, grateful for my community, grateful for my support systems, grateful for my loving husband, grateful for this tumor that's going to move us in a certain direction, because I have learned in my passing that when you're trying to reject something so hard, when you're pushing it away, just one of those laws. What are those laws?
Physics.
We're back to physics, right? That the more you try to push something away, that's going to come towards you. So
Yeah, it swings back faster, harder, bigger.
Yeah. So that which we resist persists. So I'm just like, I'm going to welcome this to leave my body. Like, it's not like I'm welcoming, like I'm going to create you a home and you can sit in me forever.
Keep you in a jar by my bed.
Apparently they do keep your tumors forever. I can get into that later. So I'm just going to welcome this so that it can like exit my body. And then I just went through, I don't even remember what the last part of the letter was, honestly, at this point, but it's there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't either, because I couldn't finish.
Yeah.
You had to finish it. So yeah.
So that's what we did 6 hours after that episode. And then we hit the mic, we recorded it for you guys. And then I deleted it. Thank you, God. He didn't want that message out there like that. He wanted it like
was
this.
just for us.
Yep.
It was just the way that it needed to be. Like I said, I needed you to tell me in that moment, in that process. And then it had to be gone so that we could come here and be in this space and talk about it.
Yeah.
And move through it after that. Move through it after that, because then you knew, and then it was another step in the process of moving through the rest of it. So.
Yep. So that's where we're at now. And I think today we want to kind of just give you guys a catch up, and also it's a tool and a resource to find more. I want to use the word comfort, but it's just like comfort in the knowing and understanding of the process, not for yourself. I mean, for some people, for themselves, but for even if you know someone who's going through something like this, it just supports us in how to support other people and how to maybe like process our emotions, not better. There is no better, but differently. So we get to show up more, with more joy. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So where we're at now. So now that was almost 3 weeks ago. And since that time, it's been a whirlwind of trying to figure out what's next. And one of the first things that I think that I've really learned is that any cancer is a journey, you know. It's something that it's not you just like get to be done with it. You know, it's like you're not just going to go have a surgery and it's over. It's a journey where you get to grow through the unknowns consistently, through the uncomfortable, consistent. It's a yoga class over and over again, but at a much grander scale where you're going to get uncomfortable, and you need to be comfortable with that discomfort, because that's all you get.
Yeah.
And if you can't find the comfort within that, then life's going to be pretty freaking hard. Right?
Yeah.
So I pretty much had to like keep bringing myself like in and out and in and out. So a couple stats that I know that we shared on the show that we didn't get to share is after that, I don't Google things. Like Googling things when you have a diagnosis is not a great idea, because you're going to find the worst of the worst and the very few best of the best, but it's going to be like 99 really bad and one good thing that you end up reading.
Right. And then also what is the end goal with that?
Right.
Because it's not your diagnosis.
Yeah.
It's just it's a myriad of shit that could happen.
Yes.
And so it's like, why live in that space when it's already a hard space to live in. Why invite some more shit into it?
I don't need a myriad.
A myriad of shit.
I just don't at this time. So the only things that I Googled was just breast cancer stats. So it's 1 in 8 women have breast cancer or will get diagnosed with breast cancer, which is wild to me. And 40% of people will have cancer in their life. And then I looked up, I'm like, well, how many people will break a bone in their life? And it was 50% will break a bone and 40% will have cancer. And what my thought process was there is like, how do we normalize without normalizing this? How do we support people with feeling confident and strong, stepping into a warrior state? Because a lot of us are going to have to, and we can't step in. We can, but if you step in with a negative mindset and a negative outlook and a negative soul, a negative being, it's not going to be a fun, even if you win the battle, it's not going to be a joyful battle. And not saying that my battle is going to be like super joyful, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
I get to find more joy.
Absolutely. And thoughts become things. All your thoughts will manifest some way outside of your body or inside of your body. So why continue in a space? Again, it's just, why pile on the shit of a shit situation? Like, you really do. If you've been here before, we've talked about this a ton of times. You get to choose how you show up, and the power is in that. So
yeah,
why show up in that space? Yeah.
And for those of us who haven't practiced being in a positive space, and I think like if we can land this on our ladies or a couple gentlemen that may watch like over and over again, that how you're showing up to your life when things are good on a day-to-day basis is going to shine through when the myriad of shit does show up. So practicing on a continuous basis to find the calm, to find the comfort, to find the joy, to find the gratitude is going to really have a big impact on your life when stuff occurs.
When you probably need to lean on it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people in your life too. If you're surrounded by people who are shit seekers, like they love to be in their myriad of shit, let's just gonna keep going with this. Like they love that. And you're like, as soon as you have something go on, they're going to start Googling it for you. Hey, did you know all the different things that could happen? Like, and that's not going to be supportive either. So the people that you're surrounding yourself with and where they're choosing to at least work towards stepping into, I'm not saying everybody's going to be freaking Care Bears right away, but we're trying to move towards that.
Care Bear stairs.
Shining out right now.
Yeah.
So I was at this point just doing my best to not Google anything, looking at that stat. And also just with that stat, I don't want people to walk away and be like, oh my God, 4 out of 6, like this many people. It's more like, what stuff happens in our world. You don't stop living, you don't stop doing, but you do start showing up for yourself in that positive light. I think that's like that message.
Absolutely. Because one thing that has been abundantly clear is when things happen, life doesn't stop.
No.
Everything still keeps going and moving and driving. And especially mamas know when you have kids, even if you have the flu, it don't stop.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. So how are you going to figure out how to keep going through these really hard parts of life?
Yeah. It reminds me of right after that, our anniversary was just a couple days later. So I immediately shift everything. I am a pendulum swinger of all. So I'm just like, I have to start starving the cancer out. I need to go complete Atkins, or people are like, oh, you can juice and you're going to do all these different things. I don't even know what's going on with my body yet. Like I don't have an appointment for another 10 days. And I'm like, halt everything.
They haven't even technically told you yet, right?
I hadn't even talked to anybody. I didn't even
I saw the results.
Yeah. Nobody even called me until 2 days later because they had to have the radiologist read it and blah, blah, blah. So I still didn't know anything and I'm shifting everything. So I did get a call back on Thursday, got the official diagnosis. This is 2 days later. So 48 hours of just like, who do I tell? How do I tell them? I don't want to tell people until I actually know. I want the doctor to say it. So trying to maneuver that. Then I tell my big kids before I tell the world. Then I tell the world, I'm like, you guys are on the journey with me. Here we go. Next day, get in for an MRI so they could go and make sure that it's localized to that area, which it is at this point. That's what the report showed, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. Go to our anniversary on Sunday. We go down to Boulder, and to your point of the world goes on, I'm walking around and I just had this moment. So I've had a few breakdowns at this point. And by the way, when the breakdowns come, I welcome them just like I welcome everything else. Because if I just push them down and be like, no, everything's fine. I'm so grateful for water right now. I'm so grateful for this. I will move into gratitudes, but I'm going to let myself feel those emotions.
Absolutely.
So weep, cry, sob, do whatever things that I need to do. I don't know which morning it was. I think it was right before that where I just like grabbed onto Megs and I was just like, I had a solid, good, hard cry. And I don't know, we had like a 3-minute hug. It was like a record breaking hug. It was great. My heart was just like filling up with her soul. Like she was just shining her light in like heart to heart.
Yeah.
And I'm walking and I'm just like, I'm just walking downtown Boulder with cancer. I'm just meandering about. All these other people are just doing life and whatever, although, half of them, some have had cancer or are going to have cancers. Like, let's not even think about that. But like at that moment, I'm just like, this is really weird to me. And then I had to sit down. I got dizzy. I had to cry a little bit. I went and bought a different, whatever, bought some like tools to support me through it. And it was that moment of everybody's life is just going to keep going on, but I'm going to go through this whole cancer piece next. And everybody who I personally knew, the experiences again are so drastically different for what you have going on. And all you get to do is, you can listen to other people's stories and you can try to prepare mentally for what might occur, which is what I was doing. And I was preparing for a very grueling, tough path and ended up getting to finally like have the conversations with my doctors, meet with the different like schedulers and discover that. So I do have it's a localized 2.5 centimeter mass, a tumor that's in my right boob. And they're going to be able to go in because right now it's localized. They're going to first go in and they're going to take some lymph nodes out, which is a cool process. Like, I just want to tell you guys this because the science backed availability for breast cancer, because it is so well known and it's so fought for because women we're fucking loud.
Yes.
Like
we band together too.
Yeah.
Like it's not a by yourself thing. It's like
you see someone in trauma or in that mode. And I'm telling you, every single woman at the gym's coming up to me. They're hugging me. Like I'm having Meg feel my boob in the middle of the gym. Like, here, do you want to feel it? And then some other woman's like, oh, hey, what's going on? What do you guys have going on?
Yeah, she was like concerned. She's like, do you have a lump?
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, yeah, I do have cancer. And she's like, well, I have cancer too. Look at my boobs. Like,
yeah, it's like this whole like tribe of women coming together. And because of that, there is this massive movement and awareness around breast cancer. Everybody knows that October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Everybody's going to be wearing pink. Does anybody know that it's Pediatric Cancer Month in September? Very few. If you had a kid with cancer, you probably know, but most people don't even know that. Like they're not wearing colors on the football field and they're not doing races with millions of people for the kids.
Right.
But women, like they found this way to create the support system. And the point of what I'm saying here, not only that women are total badasses, is that all of the warriors have come before me, have set the stage for this incredible investment towards our healing and towards continuous progression of being able to fight and survive through breast cancer in a much I don't want to say easier state, but it is. It's easier than it used to be.
Yes, yeah, because of that, because they have blazed that path of they macheted down the hard for the rest of us. Like that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little easier.
It does,
Yeah,
and for all the warriors who are past, like just thank you for your fight and for your drive and for all the people who contribute and do spread the awareness around this to make it an easier battle, because things are continuously changing. So like they're going to go in and they're going to take my lymph nodes before they do the surgery, because if there's anything recognized in the lymph nodes, that's going to change what my treatment plan is, where historically they would go do that at the same time. But now they understand that radiation can impact your reconstruction and all of these moving pieces because it's continuously getting better.
Yeah.
So they'll go in and they're going to put like a couple different dyes in the tumor, and then they're going to watch where those dyes go so that they can see where anything from the tumor would be leaking out. And those are the lymph nodes they test. Such a cool, instead of,
it's amazing.
Yeah. They used to just take all of them, and you don't want to have no lymph nodes because they help keep your body well when it's sick. That's what protects you. So they just take the necessary ones.
It's amazing.
So I met with, my mastectomy surgeon, and she went through that process with me. And I think this is another important thing to share, because not all doctors will take the stance that she did. And I just loved her approach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when I went in, the first thing that she said, she's like, here's gonna be the deal. Like, we have this incredible team of doctors here. We all work together well. We've got like great stats, all the different stuff. She's like, but you're probably not probably. So you're likely going to meet someone that you just don't blend well with. And that's okay. She's like, if you like, she gave the example. She's like, if you just think that I talk too quiet and you just can't understand me very well, then you need to find someone else to work with and no one is going to be offended. Like I think about Kinsey and some of her professors that she could not understand, like they're like their accents. She did not feel comfortable in that learning situation. So it's like the first thing she did was not only give me permission, but encouraged me to make sure that I was feeling confident about my care team. And she said, she's like, because if you don't, and I love this about her, she's like, if you don't think what you think about matters, and if you don't think that you have the best care team out there, that's going to impact your results because it's going to impact the way you think and it's going to impact the way your body heals, which is very Eastern medicine of her to say. But she's like, you need to have a team of doctors that you feel supported by. And I love that. It's like she gave me the permission to even like, I know that we want to take care of this, but we're going to do it with the people where you feel confident.
Yeah, that's incredibly encouraging. And what a beautiful gift that she gave you in the beginning, because I think that for most people that we've all been in a medical situation where here you are, you're probably scared out of your fucking mind because you don't know what's going on yet. You don't know how to process this. You don't know how to move through this yet because you're just showing up to it and it's not anything you've done before. And it's scary. Cancer is a scary word. So here you are processing that. And then you have this beautiful woman who is also a doctor give you the permission to say, if this isn't it for you, then you got to speak up and say, because I know that that's like a really hard thing for people to do.
Yeah.
I've talked about it for me, for just my delivery. It was hard for me to do some of those things. So what an amazing, amazing gift. Yeah. So if your doctor doesn't do that for you, Cal just told you that that's the way you got to do it, even if your doctor doesn't do it for you.
And if they don't receive, because I already can feel it. So there's one doctor that I'm like, I want to make sure I'm getting a second opinion. And already I'm feeling this like certain way about like, oh, but I don't want to like, you don't want to tell someone that something's wrong with your food order because you're afraid they're going to go back and spit in your food. You know what I mean? Like it feels really silly to even say, but that's not the way the medical world works. And if it is the way that it's working, you're going to advocate until you get the right person. Like with Witten's doctors, I mean, he had a specialist. I'm going to put quotes around it because there are very few cases in Colorado. So I advocated and pushed for him to see this other person where we had to go all the way out to Texas to do it. And that's what was right for us, even though it was difficult to do. But yeah, you have the permission from your own heart and soul, but then here's a doctor giving it to you too. That was such a great gift. You're right. And so right away I was like, well, I'm not getting rid of you. You're my girl. You're my boy, Blue. Like we left and she's going to be the one that like goes in and she's going to take everything out. So at that meeting, I told her, I'm like, I do want a double mastectomy because you can either get a lumpectomy, you just take the spot, possibly depending on your situation. You can have one done, one breast taken, and then the other one, like they try to form them to look alike again afterwards, or you can take both. And as women, at least in the US, we have the option, we get to choose. It's not like they're going to say, but I really think, I mean, they might tell you the stats. And I thought that if I took them both, it would have lower stats of reoccurrence, not actually what they found. They were like, no, that's not the case. We've even seen like the opposite to be true. If you just take one or the lump, like there are better results unless you have a genetic mutation. But I get it too. She's like, you have to feel good about your body. And if you don't want your boobs looking different because you gain weight, you lose weight, things aren't going to be the same anymore, then that's a good reason to want to do the double mastectomy. Yeah. So this is what we planned on. So I go home. I get a call from the doctor the next morning, 7 a.m. She's like, hey, Cal, it's me again. She said that. No, she didn't. And she doesn't call me Cal yet, but she's going to by the end of the process.
She is.
She is. So she's like, hey, just wanted to see if you saw your genetic mutation. Like you do have one. And I had already because I'm queen of going to my flipping app and looking at the reports and reading them. And
I mean, you have to feel like you have some kind of control, I'm sure.
You do, yeah.
And out of such a crazy situation.
And you'll know yourself, like you'll know if that's helpful or hindering to you. I feel like it's helpful because through Witten's process, I knew not to freak out about things. I would just take and digest. And it's like, in some of the different books and worry programs that I've done, one of the activities is like, let's play out the worst case scenario. And you play it out. And like, so what and I've done this on my own journal. Like, what's worst case scenario? So you die I mean, so then what happens? Then you're in heaven and you're living with your Holy Father. And it's not like it doesn't feel warm and fuzzy, but when you play it out, you're like, okay, like this is like whatever. Worst case scenario, I have a genetic mutation. So then, we've got to do the double mastectomy.
then what? Yeah.
Yeah. And then my family's got to like make some changes.
Exactly. And then sometimes I think for both of us, the way that you going in to look at those things first is better than hearing it over the phone from a doctor first. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of a process that you get to space through before you actually hear the words and then move to that next step too.
Yeah. But. And in this case, it also was helpful because the report said that I was going to be more, it's called check 2 is the mutation. So it's not your normal BRCA1, I think, which is a lot of breast cancer. So check 2 in the report, it's like you'll be more prone to colon cancer, ovarian cancer, anal cancer, kidney, like all these cancers listed. And I'm like, well, shit, because that's when they want to like go in and take organs. And then my brain was like, okay, no problem. You have the test results. Now you get to be proactive and you get to watch for these things. That's where my brain's going to go. But she calls back and she tells me that she's like, we're going to have a meeting with a geneticist. She goes, honestly, I don't really even know what that means. I don't see this a lot. So, but you have to do the double mastectomy. So great choice. Mm-hmm. Good job. That's what we're doing no matter what. So I'm glad you wanted to do that because that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. And then the geneticist called, and as it turns out, all of that's old news because there's so much progression in the research and data again that it's only heightened for prostate and breast cancer, which just means that my family knows, my children know, my nephews and nieces, like they all get to know that if they have the mutation, they should do screening sooner. Like, now you're going to screen your boobies and you're going to get MRIs at 30 instead of at 40. And also, I don't know why, but like, she's like, so this is likely why you got breast cancer because you have a 30% chance. So like, I was like, that kind of makes me feel, it's like, takes some of the responsibility out of it, even though it's not responsibility. But I do think that letting go of some of the trauma that I've experienced is still part of this, but also I know that I have that. It was like you check that off. Yeah. I don't know.
I get it. Yeah.
Check 1, check 2. So we did that meeting. And then my next meeting was with the surgeon, the plastic surgeon. He's
going to do surgery on me.
He's going to surgery in me. And that one, I'll tell you guys, was confusing AF. Like that's the one where I walked away not feeling amazing because I just felt confused. My understanding previously was that people went to their doctor and they said, okay, like, let me take a look at you. Okay. You're going to look good with a full B, this many cc's under the muscle, like this, we're going to do this shape and like whatever. Like I thought they would just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And instead he was like, let me tell you your 97,000 muscle like options. Do you want to go under muscle, over muscle, teardrop, regular, silicone, saline? Would you like to have nipple sparing? No nipple sparing. Do you want to use any fat grafting? No fat grafting. What should we do? And I'm like, I just want my boobs to look good in a swimsuit someday again because I feel like I'm still pretty young, even though I'm mature. I'm ish. That was my answer. Ish.
Yeah,
I think he kind of looked at me like,
okay. He's like, yeah, how come you don't have the answer yet?
Yeah.
And you're like, how come you don't have the answer yet? So now we're at a standoff.
Yeah. I've only seen so many tits in my life and they're in the locker room and I'm not like a boob person. Like some people are boob people, women and men.
Yeah.
They like to look at boobs. I could care less about a boob. I've never wanted big boobs. When I was breastfeeding, like I didn't like carrying that around. I don't like running with big boobs. Like they were just like, I like to feed my kids and then just like shove them into a little bikini and that's cool.
Remember? Snail them
on up and just rub it in. So I was like, I literally have, it's like you're talking to a 13-year-old girl, dude. Like I have no idea any of the things you just said. It's like, well, just go home and think about it. And I was like, can you just tell me what you would do? And he's like, well, if it was my wife, this is what I would do. But then still I'm like, okay, but what about me and my body? Like, so I went home from that one feeling not defeated, but like just not great. He had me look up some websites of different reconstruction because at our hospital, like my insurance, whatever, they will not allow you to show, like they won't show pictures, which I think sucks. I'm like, I want to see your work. You're going to put me back together. Like, let me see your work, but they won't allow them to do that. So he just sends me like some random, some random site. And I'm telling you what, I would say like, if you want to say like a 10 out of 10 boob job, like every woman that I've met so far that's flashing me in the locker room that I'm meeting, they have an 8 to 9 out of 10. These were like maybe high point 4 out of 10. I'm like, which one's the before and after? What's happening? Why do they look? And then now I'm really freaked out. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, and I know I'm going to get through life. If my boobs are all jacked up, it's going to be okay. But if I have the option to advocate and figure out how to have tits that I don't like, ugh,
Yeah.
I'd prefer that.
Right. Especially after all this.
Yeah.
Like come on. Can I get a prize at the bottom of the box at least? Like
We talk about an upgrade. I'm not looking for a downgrade. I'm looking for an upgrade here. Like just some perky little boobs.
yeah.
So I've just been like talking to additional people since that meeting. And John Carroll, that's my husband, he had a great point. And he's like, you know what? I know it kind of just felt like I was being like I was meant to feel scared the whole time is what I was receiving. Because it was like, so if you do over the muscle, there's likely going to be rippling. And the rippling was just like, it's just gross. It's going to look like waves. And he didn't say the word gross, but it's like, I don't like the way it looks. It's very hard to fix. If I go under the muscle, there's going to be this thing called animation where your boobs are going to like, the sacs going to like pop out of it. Some people really don't like it. Some people think that it's okay. If there's going to be, I guess every single thing just seemed like well, that's not good. And that's not good. And that doesn't sound good. Like if we do a direct placement, then you get what you get. And that just is what it is. If we do the expanders, it's going to take like 6 to 9 months. And the one thing that he said is like, so basically expect 3 to 5 surgeries. And usually you're going to get tired of asking for surgeries and doing them, or I'm going to tell you, I can't do anything else for you. And I was like, so what I'm hearing is that it's going to suck no matter what.
So what I'm hearing is you suck at your job.
That like, it was just, I mean, I was just like, this is, and I've had great reviews from him. Now, what John said is like, you know what, we live in a day and age now because they have to record everything. Everything's on AI and you can't overpromise because you're going to get sued. So he's like, I think he was just doing the CYA. Like he's just trying to cover his ass.
Yeah, he's doing your what's the worst case scenario for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me just tell you. So, long story long, I have scheduled multiple appointments, another one with him, another one with a different surgeon, just to go in to talk about really like, I want to feel comfortable and confident going in. The challenge is they want to get this thing out, right? Like they say within 45 days. And now, like you guys heard in the beginning, I'm like, is it growing? Is it bigger? And I keep doing light work and energy work and I see it disappearing. And I'm like, I'm doing everything that I feel like I possibly can to support my healing. But at the same time, if the surgeries don't align, because they go in and one doctor, that first one that I love, she's going to scoop them out like avocados. This was my example I gave it the other day on TikTok. Like she scoop them out and then like the tumors, like the nut, the pit, pop, be like, and pop that baby out, take everything else out, scoop down, like take all my like fascia off, which is like that plastic wrap that covers your body, scoop out any of the tumor that might've been touching my pecs. So like kind of like take part of my pec muscle. And then then this plastic surgeon comes in. And she's like, there you go, fix them back up. So yeah, what a freaking hard job. But then that guy's going to come in likely at the same time on the table and fix them. Unless when they do that lymph biopsy, if they find any cancer in there, then they won't do that yet. They'll, like I said, it'll change the way that I go. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm waiting to see what my other doctors say. We're going to do the first surgery, see what happens with that. Then when I go in, they'll send off the tumor to what's called an onc type scoring. And that will tell me what stage I'm in. So right now it's a grade B. It's grade A, B, or C. I'm in the middle. Not great, not bad. Stage will be based upon what the tumor says. Then they take that tumor and they save it because they start to give you a different drug depending on if you're menopausal or not. So most likely mine will be tamiflexin or something, which is going to put me into menopause, but it's not. It's just going to make me feel like I'm having menopause until I do have menopause. So it's like I get to have menopause twice is what they say.
Lucky girl.
I know. Look at me. Yes, I get 2 for 1 over here. So
all the symptoms and none of the and just wait for it to real come.
Yep. So it's like a practice. It's a practice run. Yeah.
Practice menopause.
Yeah,
sounds great.
Not perimenopause, practice menopause, full on. And they'll test the tumor to see if that drug is working on it. And then they'll tell you at like year 5 or 10 if you stop, because you take it for 5 to 10 years. And that's just based upon what somebody else has told me. I am not a doctor, and that's just repeat. So that might be completely wrong, but they do. She's like, isn't that weird? They're like, yeah, no, we still will always have your tumor. It's like sitting here in a jar in the back of my drawer.
That's so interesting. So they're giving you medication that you're taking, and they're also feeding that to your tumor outside?
I don't know if they're feeding it to it, but they're testing it to see. Yeah. And maybe maybe she's a
like
research
a little
patient.
mad scientist or
Yeah,
something.
she could be a research patient, so maybe they're doing more with hers. Who
sure.
knows? But she
Okay.
doesn't. She didn't know. She just told me they're going to save it.
Cool.
And I was like, wow. So they'll send that in, and about 2 weeks later, I will know what stage I am and whether or not I have to have chemotherapy. But we don't even know that part of the journey until then, which honestly is like, I'm so blessed because people who are at an elevated stage or it's already spread, they don't have the opportunity of having surgery and getting that freaking thing out of them. They have to start right with surgery and radiation and wait for their body to kill that off. And then they get to do the surgeries, right? So I feel so blessed for the type and what I have, which by the way, I know people always ask this. And if you've had cancer, you know, so I am estrogen and progesterone positive. I'm HER2 negative, and that means that it's slower growing and that it feeds off of hormones. So that pill that I'll have for 5 to 10 years will block my hormones. So I can't eat. So it can't grow basically. That's the terms I use. And, I think that's most of the scoring that people ask. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we are on my journey. And I think just mindset wise, what I like to share is I've pretty much shared already. Like I have let myself process the emotions. I do a lot of releasing when I feel it. Like when you have the opportunity to cry, your body's not just going to only cry out whatever is going on there. It's going to cry out other things that are attached to it. So I do honor myself to move through that. Or be angry or other emotions. But also I step into my gratitude on a regular basis. I'm doing continuous cleanses, continuous meditation, and just visualization of my body healing. And because of that, I don't know if we were just saying this last night, but I tend to just show up in a more positive way around the entire situation. I feel like I have more comfort because I know that I'm going to fight this. I know that we're going to make it to the other side. And yeah, I might have to have chemo. I might lose my hair. I might not have to do anything. I might not like the tamiflaxin or whatever that is. I might do great with it and have minimal things. I might love my boobs after. I might think they're a little off kilter and want to wear a bra, but I'm going to be here to tell the story on the other side.
Absolutely.
So you guys are all caught up.
Yep.
Ta-da. That's it. Megan's like, you're the talker today.
No, that's great. That's exactly what it needed to be.
Yep.
And that's perfect because that is exactly right. I'm just here to be the support in this whole part. So here I am.
And you know what? I think that's a great thing to end with is just a lot of people have reached out to tell me, one, they appreciate me sharing my journey audibly and because it just makes them find comfort and peace for people who aren't sharers. And you don't need to be a sharer, but like, they've really appreciated that. And also they've encouraged me to allow myself to receive help and support. And I feel like I've learned that lesson once with Witten, but I'm learning it even more because we'll get back on the mic at some point when I'm like immobile and we'll talk about what that immobility feels like and the need to ask for help. Cause I already am. I'm like, I need you in my life. I need you for this. I need you right now. This one I need a lot. So she just gets to be there all the time. But then other people, I'm like, hey, I need you to.
My pleasure, my privilege for sure.
Yep. That's why God made us little soulmates right now. We've cried a lot together, you guys. So, having your community and when you're well, being able to take care of people and supporting people is such a great thing to do. You don't have to do it, but it is really beautiful to do it. And when you're not as well as you like to be willing to say yes, I will take your help. So that's what we have, you guys. Thank you for joining us for our today episode.
Toodles. Tiddles.
We're trying to work tit into
tatas.
Tit and tata. Oh, and we are going to Mexico on Friday, Saturday, whatever, in 2 days, because we're going to go take these girls out for one last spin. I'm going to wear, I got sugared all the way. We're going to wear the stuff. We're going to do the things. We're going to get these girls out because I don't know what the next girls are going to look like, but these girls, they deserve one more run.
Yep. And it just is just another drive home that life keeps going and you just keep living your life. You just got to keep on moving because listen, not only are we going to Mexico, but we got Witten coming up. We're going to celebrate his life and how his journey and all the things he's going through. And then we got your surgeries and Johnny's surgeries. And we're all going to just keep on going.
Yep.
We're all going to keep on going.
Yeah. And God's divine timing, we would not have gone on this trip in September. That's just a weird time for us to go, but it happened because Johnny has surgery, Johnny 2 Chainz has surgery and we've got other things going on. So like just
job
the flights worked out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we're like, well, let's just go on the end of September. And it happens to be literally the week we come back and I have surgery the next week. Like, how blessed are we? And all the surgeons were like, yes, go have fun, enjoy. Like, this is going to be a year-long journey. Go freaking like rock your world. Enjoy it. So go, you guys, go rock your world. If you have the option to go rock your world right now, go rock your world.
Go rock your world. Bow, 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 bow.
Sorry we didn't sing today, you guys, but we'll sing in the next episode. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We love your guts.
Love your guts.
Love your guts.
Love your guts.
I love your guts. All right. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how you impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
Don't push my buttons today. I have hi, Mike again. Beep, boop, bop. Beep, boop, bop, boop. Hi, Mike.
Showing up like...
Okay. I'm so tall again today. I was like, well, that was the lowest energy message. Should I redo? And I was like, that's all I've got. Hi, Mike.
Let me be taller too.
Is that comfortable?
There we go.
Hey, Betty.
Hey.
So,
Sup.
thanks for joining us today. I'm a church mama.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.